What is this? You're making me pay you to stand at the cash register? What is the meaning of this? Have you gone off the deep end?
Frittata!
What's the best news gamers could get during the holidays, other than zero sales and price increases? How about a nice announcement from Nvidia that there's going to be an hourly cap on how long you can play video games? Yeah. Don't you just love hearing that news? Hey, you don't own anything and you will be paying 10 times as much as you did. And you will enjoy it like Triple H expects you to enjoy the slop that he's writing every single week for Monday Night Raw. This was always the future that we had predicted. It was too good to be true. Developers make software and they sell it to you in a physical form that you can preserve and play whenever you want. That sort of freedom did not provide ultra wealthy corporations the type of security that they want to invest in long term. And with the RAM crisis happening right now, this is the perfect opportunity for companies to tell you, hey, you don't even need hardware to play games anymore, so don't worry about buying hardware. Rely on our servers. Stop collecting games. Stop emulating. Please rely on us, because once you're completely dependent on our services, you can't escape, you can't go anywhere else, because ownership is no longer actually a thing. Actual hardware will be something that only exists for big tech companies. Advanced tech, for the average consumer, might end up fully being a thing of the past. I mean, of course, I'm talking about the most extreme possibilities here, but knowing how big tech operates, knowing what the industry's trying to do right in front of our own faces, treating us like we're stupid cattle who need to be guided right into the kennel for our own good. So, I really hope you're comfortable not owning things enough as it is, because it's about to get even worse. And yet somehow Valve may end up being our saving grace during a period like this. Welcome back to Fratanga Plays, the only place where you're asked to keep your shoes on, but you can partake of any substance in front of me. It's fine. Now, I'm not trying to be too greedy here, but I just want to say thank you so much for the amount of support this channel has gotten this year. Like, we have really blown up, and I'm really hoping, we're running out of time, so probably won't happen, if we could reach 120,000 subs, so I can do more stuff with the face cam. I don't know, if you want to see me doing soy face, let's hit 120,000 subs. And don't forget to tune in to the streams every Sunday. We have the best of times. All right, without wasting your time, news came from Nvidia that left so many gamers concerned, including myself. The very same company that I bought a bunch of GPUs from over the years might end up being the very same company that comes to take all of that freedom away from me. Believe me, so many companies are dying to take away your game ownership and your freedom to own hardware and operate it. So GeForce Now, you may have heard of it. It's Nvidia's streaming service. I mean, everybody has one these days. I would argue that they have one of the more stable services out there though. From what I have seen, I've never subbed to it and I've never used it, but I have seen other people use it. And it's just surprising how infinitely better it is than PS Now or Game Pass. Not good enough to make me ditch actual, downloads or actual games existing on my drives. I could see this being useful if I played video games on the go, but I'm not that addicted to video games. I don't need to play them in every single little setting. I'm okay from being disconnected from video games, as should you. But whatever, these streaming services exist, and they don't exist out of convenience. GeForce exists with the goal of replacing how video games are played the way we play them now. As we can see here, Nvidia puts 100-hour monthly limit on all GeForce Now subscriptions. Nvidia has announced that starting January 1st, 2026, each GeForce Now cloud gaming subscription will be limited to 100 hours of play time per month. The company is implementing its long-lasting promise revealed in 2024, with the option for users to purchase additional playtime as needed. That's right. If you want to play video games as long as you want, you're no longer able to just do that freely. They are charging you to play video games by the hour now. Or at least when you hit the 100-hour mark. But yay, you can buy an extra 15 hours for just $3. For the ultimate tier priced at $19.99 per month, additional 15-hour blocks are available for $5.99 each. Jesus Christ. Since months are averaged to about 30.437 days, any playtime exceeding the 100-hour limit is rounded up to the next 15-hour block, potentially leading to extra charge. If someone wants more playtime, for instance, playing around 3 hours per day, approximately 91 hours per month, remains with the base fee. But playing 4 hours daily, about 122 hours per month, results in extra costs of approximately $15 on the performance tier or the $31 on the ultimate tier. How does this not sound insane to the people who came up with this concept? I get it, servers cost money to host and run, but we know that they don't cost so much that you need to tack on extra fees if people go over a limit. We know this. How? Because the entire gaming industry has been running on servers for a long ass time. Server fees are a made-up thing. They don't actually fucking exist. These corporate cocksuckers created a brand new fee because it's not enough for you to just subscribe to their service. It's not enough for you to buy their cards. It's not enough for you to financially support them in any way at the moment, as they are now literally like the #1 company in the world. I guess when you get that big, you have to start charging people just for playing past 100 hours. My head cannot wrap around this level of greed. We used to joke about how one day gaming companies are gonna charge you for every single time you press the power button on your console or every single time you drag a mouse. It was real funny when we used to joke about that, but then one day it happened. One day they started charging you to finish their own games. Like, I don't mean you beating them, but for them to actually go in and update and finish the game with quote-unquote expanded content. Then they started charging you to play your own damn games online on the internet you already pay for. Then they started charging you for the very clothing of video game characters, something that used to just be able to unlock naturally in a game. Or then Nintendo started charging people money to access the microphone built into their console, or charging them so they could use a webcam to play with their friends online. Or when these companies started charging you for cloud saves. If they can get away with all of that, and Nvidia is gonna get away with this, it's not some grand conspiracy theory, it's reality. It's not fear-mongering, it's happening. It's destined to. Extra lives will cost money, save states will cost money, loading the game will cost money, being able to use the controller will cost money. All of that will cost money one day. We may not live to get to see it, but we're living during the earliest stages. And just looking at the tiers, it's laughable too. They want to categorize and separate every single thing gamers have once been able to do freely for decades as specific tiers that they can monetize. As you can see here, there's the free basic rig. By the way, it's got ads. You know, if you want to play your games, there's going to be ads in them. Like, this is how insanely greedy this is. Like, game devs are not satisfied. The industry is not satisfied with you just merely purchasing games anymore. So for anybody who tells you, buy your games, support the developers, they're all full of shit. A purchase is clearly not enough. Now that motherfuckers are approving of companies running ads in the games that they make, your purchase means nothing. You get 1 hour gaming sessions, yay, up to 1080p resolution, up to 60 FPS. Not that that matters when there's a shit ton of latency, but okay. And then no priority access. Then of course, there's the half-price holiday sale for the performance one. That's $5 a month. Hey, but don't worry, no ads for your $5. And you get access to 4,000 games. And some of them you can install, some. And you get 6 hours, up to 1440p, up to 60 FPS. Then you get the ultimate package for $10 a month, which all it really does is it gives you 4K and up to 240 FPS in 8 hours. But again, what the fuck is the point of 4K and what the hell is the point of 240 FPS when you're streaming a game? You will not really see the benefits of that when you're streaming a fucking video game. Who the hell falls for this shit? The only games that are even worth your time here are the ones you can install. Everything else that has to be streamed will not really get a real benefit from anyone's hardware or the hardware running it on the servers. Here's the worst part, is that on top of all of this, The perfect storm has been brewing for Nvidia for a long time. Actually, it's the perfect storm for all tech companies, and that's how the AI bubble is affecting the pricing of RAM. There's no price set too high for companies who buy in bulk, but the price can be too high for the average consumer, who's gonna one day ask themselves, what's the point in buying RAM that's basically the same exact price as my PC? I can just stream GeForce Now from my laptop and never spend $1,000+ on any PC components ever again. Hell, I don't have to buy a $1,000 console. I don't have to buy a $1,000 handheld. Let's rely on Nvidia. You know, I got a chance to watch the Joe Rogan podcast with the Nvidia CEO Jensen. Now, I did enjoy the whole episode. A lot of interesting talk. I didn't know about Nvidia's history with Sega and how that basically kickstarted their entire legacy. And there's something eerie about the way, you know, Jensen tries to humanize the fact that he's a corporate billionaire CEO who suffers and goes through emotions just like the rest of us. The man is well-spoken, he's intelligent, he's forward-thinking, he plans out stuff ahead of time, his mind is operating on it 24/7. Everything we're witnessing is pre-planned. I wouldn't be surprised if Jensen had thought of this over 10 years ago and has been working endlessly to achieve it. Yeah, sure, it's sentimental and emotional when Jensen sits there and tells you about how their gaming cards and the consumer base helped them get here, but you're going through a post-consumer era right now. You don't need the consumer. They're easily discarded. They're not where your bread comes from anymore. And so for that very reason, there are rumors that Nvidia is going to be cutting back production of their GPUs. We know they're saving every little bit of resources they have left to continue investing in AI. Now, I wish it solely boiled down to angry computer nerds like me can't have hardware at affordable prices anymore, but it goes far beyond that. These companies are encroaching on your own personal freedoms. Your purchase isn't worth shit! Sorry to yell, but it's like, fuck, dude, I'm so stressed. I worked my fucking ass off, and so did you. I know you worked too. You watching me through the other side of that monitor. I know you work your ass off. I know you bust every day so that you can save up money and then work to build your PC and then work to set it up so then that you can not work. I know the struggle. We've all been through it. Sometimes you felt like, hey, all my work was validated because my purchase just gave me access to a brighter future of being able to do things that I want in the computing world. But no, your purchase ain't worth shit anymore. If you want to buy your GPUs, that's about as meaningless as leasing a car. You don't own the damn thing. And what frustrates me even more is that millions upon millions of people are perfectly okay with a future like that. Unless, of course, you're betting on the Steam machine or Valve. Right now, we're seeing a gross shift into subscription services heavily from companies like Sony, Nintendo, and especially Microsoft. They're placing their bets on you subbing to their service and completely avoiding $80 or $100 price tags. That's all intentional. If you think these fuckers didn't raise their game prices to lock you into a subscription service, then you do not know these companies well enough. The Steam machine will be the only system that releases that doesn't offer a subscription service. For now. I wouldn't be surprised if Valve eventually wants one because they did seem to rub elbows with Microsoft about putting Game Pass on Steam. The Steam machine will be the only system that will let you play PlayStation, Xbox, and PC games and emulate, and it might be like the only affordable way to game until RAM prices go down too, as it does come in with a lot less RAM than the other systems. But that might actually work in Valve's favor when it comes to pricing, because if there is a all-in-one console unit slash PC available on the market that can do it all during a time where Xbox can't sell consoles and the PS5 can't sell anything even though it had Black Friday deals, or the Switch 2 is slowing down, the best outcome you could hope for is that this system does take off. Now, I would never get this over an actual PC, but with the way pricing is right now, this might be the option. I think the best thing Valve could do here is promote their system as the anti-subscription model console. You don't need a subscription to play online. You don't need a subscription for cloud saves. You don't need a subscription for voice chat. And you don't need a subscription to access games. It would be a winning formula in a market where the option to play games natively is completely removed, but we're not there. But it could be that Gabe Newell has foreseen it, but based on how much that man plays Dota 2, I don't know if he really thought that far. It's all just speculation at the end of the day. Now, I already know some of the comments I'm gonna get. People are gonna be like, oh, come on, Frid, it's only over 100 hours, it's not a big deal. But you know what? To that crowd, I've heard all this rhetoric before. I remember when microtransactions were brought up, people would say, oh, it's just one skin. When online subscriptions for playing your games in multiplayer came out, people would say, oh, well, whatever, you know, everybody charges. It is what it is. Then when Nintendo said, hey, we're gonna monetize the voice chat button built into the console, people said, well, you know, we've all waited for voice chat for Nintendo for a while. This give and take relationship that gamers have with the industry is the biggest problem. Nobody is buying the products that are best for the industry and best for them. They're buying what they want at the moment. And that's key here, the moment. Because nobody's thinking ahead of time where this could take gaming overall. But you know who is? The companies. Every purchase is a measurement for them. They're tracking this all down. Every stat, every metric, all of it is analyzed, and they know exactly how you're going to operate. You're going to surrender. You're going to give in. Because unfortunately, some consumers cannot distinguish the difference between a necessity and what they desire. GTA 6 ain't a necessity for you, but your brain tricks you into thinking it's necessary for you to drop $100 and forever change the landscape of the industry for a few hours of dopamine. Well, I mean, I'm guilty of this. Every gamer you can think of, every person that exists is guilty of this. So it's not like you're all morons that deserve what's coming to you, because you don't. It's just unfortunate because when we, the consumers, did have purchasing power, we never fucking used it. We let companies get away with more and more and more and more until they got to a point where our purchases were no longer necessary for them to exist or operate. But now their services are necessary for us to operate in whatever field we're working in. And the roles that have been reversed have basically made us slaves to the industry. And as a result, we're getting less satisfying products too. So like, we're not winning doing any of this. Why do we do this? Why do we let companies walk all over us as if they're doing us a favor by providing a quality service? They don't even provide quality services. They don't even provide quality products. There was a time long ago where you could buy an Nvidia card and you'd be set for like almost 10 years. I would know, my 3080 still has so much to go. But these guys want you buying every year. And they want your money every month too, at that. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you so choose to. With that being said, this alcoholic THC infused rant of mine has come to an end. I hope you do support the channel. I love you a bunch, even if you don't love me. And I'll see you next video.
Fritongo sucks ass.